Was going to expose. Race is not where the line is
Right
drawn.
on time.
It's God's side and the other
I love it.
side. It's up for all of them.
Good morning, everybody. This is the Amazing Grace Sports Network here on a Saturday, 9 a.m. Was it August 16th, 2025, year of our Lord? We are here to talk about the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Celtics, and maybe even the Bruins if we can't find anything else to talk about.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. All right, we're here. Let's see what we got here for prayer. Well, we're just gonna have to wing the prayer because my wife gave me a prayer to read. Yeah, she's my prayer warrior with me. She gave me this thing on waking up early and being ready for the day in prayer, but I didn't bring it. It's no reflection on you, honey. It's just my preparation. So we're going to wait. Dear Father, thank you for bringing us here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you've been giving us this whole summer. I've learned so much over these past couple of months. I've learned it in prayer. I've learned it in life. I've learned that you're always there, right there on either side of the shoulder to help me in anything that I pray for. And if I pray for it, I will get it. So a little caution to anybody out there. Be careful of what you pray for because you will get it. And with that, I say thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, very good. That was a good job winging it.
I try my best.
All right, you know.
Sometimes you know, sometimes you actually do better when you're winging it than when you practice.
Right. Well, that's all right.
Things.
All good. All righty then. Well, we have a lot to discuss here today, here on this Saturday morning, particularly in baseball and football world, and maybe even some Celtics as well, because there is some news for the Celtics this week as well. But anyway, before we do that, why don't we get into our questions of the day for a little Today in History, and then we'll get it going here on a beautiful day here, Clay, in the great city of Boston.
Great city. Here we go. In history. You got it, Kevin.
You all. It's only recently when Clay started to involve me in these Today in History questions, so I guess I have to be a little bit more quick on my feet. But anyway, we'll start this morning with baseball. On August the 16th, 1947, future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder, of course, the great Ralph Kiner. It's 3 consecutive home runs for Pittsburgh Pirates in a 12-7 win over the St. Louis Cardinals. An MLB record was set when the clubs combined for 10 home runs in that game. 10 home runs. Question, what is the present record for the most home runs hit in a game? And that's the great, as you're watching us on the stream, the great Pittsburgh Pirates.
Ralph Kiner.
Outfielder, Baseball Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner. And, of course, well, this question, even though the question was based in 1947, the record is a little bit more recent. So
just a little bit. Not too far away.
Very impressive if you got that one.
Yeah. But listen, we'll give you the number, 844-249-5247, 844-249-5247. Call in, and you can win mugs. And Kelly, your mug is on the way. You can win mugs and water bottles and T-shirts and flyers and posters and all kinds of things that we have here in our treasure storehouse of artifacts.
Maybe some cash, too.
Maybe some cash. Well, we'll have to talk about that one. I got the next one. On August 16th, 1965, the American Football League's 9th franchise was officially awarded to Joe Robbie and television star Danny Thomas. The name of that franchise is the Miami Dolphins. They were the 9th franchise. You know, the Patriots were here before them. But the question is, what team was the first AFL franchise? Okay, first AFL franchise, or the first franchise of the AFL League, American Football League. And, you know, this franchise is still going on today, but under a different name. It is.
It is.
Yeah. A very prominent franchise. You guys will be surprised to know when you find out.
And there we see the 2 owners, the original owners of the Miami Dolphins.
Joe Robbie
and Danny Thomas.
Who's before your time?
Very much before my time.
Yes. Guy owned television. I mean, even his daughter had a show on named That Girl, Marlo Thomas. He was so popular that she became a star.
You got to wonder what they're thinking now, seeing the franchise
gosh.
of the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, great under the Don Shula era, but
Right.
otherwise,
Oh, terrible.
what have the Miami Dolphins been able to do since that?
This guy,
that
this
era.
coach here has got to be one of the worst coaches ever. But I mean, they've had some bad ones.
I know you're not a fan of Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah, he's been one of the worst coaches, and they've had some bad ones. But this guy's really managed to gum it up no matter what he's done. It's just gotten worse.
And there was a bit of a shine on him too. People really bought into him early on. They thought he could, connect well with Tua and things like that. But clearly, not enough. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, final question here from baseball to football, back to favorite topic of conversation, track and field. I think 2 weeks in a row, Clay, for a different running question.
We can't help it.
That's all right. 16 years ago, on August 16th, 2009. Can you believe that, saying 16 years ago, 2009?
I know.
It's amazing to say that. Anyway, the great Usain Bolt, of course, of Jamaica, edged the American Tyson Gay to win the 100-meter yard dash at a world record time of 9.58 seconds. Question: what is and who holds the current 100-meter dash? I think we can give the answer since it's a trick question. It's Usain Bolt himself, and the answer was
stop it, Kevin.
in the question.
You got to give these guys. You got to make them, really look this up. They got to go find out that it was a trick question.
That's a trick question. We can give one of those out.
It was going to be Usain Bolt who did it, and it's still 17 years later the world record holder. Unbelievable.
It's amazing how time flies. That's for sure.
You haven't seen anything yet, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't seen anything. Wait, just keep going in life. You're going to find out it flies even faster. Okay.
All right. Those are questions for the day. So why don't we go say hello to our great sponsors here of the show, our friends at Karma's and Dylan's, and then we'll come back and discuss the many interesting topics at hand today in the wild world of sports.
Right. There we go. Do you want to live a happier, healthier lifestyle? Do you want to get rid of back, hip, and neck pains? Then look no further than Karma Don Yoga. Karma is an accomplished and experienced yoga instructor who specializes in total body restorative yoga. So whether you are young or old, short or tall, in shape or out of shape, Karma is your best choice. Check out her classes and times at karmadonyoga.com. That's karmadonyoga.com. Your body and mind deserve good karma. Hey, are you feeling a little achy or sore from the cold weather? Then take a visit to Dylan's Russian Steam Bath. At Dylan's Dry Sauna or Wet Steam Room, you can de-escalate, de-stress, and detox your body and mind. A hot place of massage or a variety of oil massages are available. You will enjoy the relaxed atmosphere that features a nutritious snack bar, large screen televisions, and comfortable lounge chairs to cool off in during your visit. They have two convenient locations, one in Chelsea and the other in Quincy. Find them online at Dylan's Russian Steam Bath or call 617-549-3484 for more information. To enjoy your best health, visit Dylan's Russian Steam Bath, where heat, steam, and water have a therapeutic effect. Okay.
Hey, nice job, by the way,
You
on
like
that new Karma ad.
Yeah, that chant, that whatever chant it was, it just
that and the cold weather. I mean, we had to
Karma,
we had to switch it up.
Karma, we hope you like it. We hope you like the new one better than you like the old one, which I heard was not that well. So we had to change it up for her. Now we want to talk a little bit about baseball, Kevin. I want to talk a little about baseball. I want to talk about the Boston Red Sox, and I say little well because they've lost ground to the Toronto Blue Jays. They've gone from 3 games to 5 games behind. And right now, they're in the second wild card position. But at the rate they are playing, which is 5-5 over the last 10 games, they could find themselves on the outside looking in if the Yankees or the Cleveland Guardians begin to surge. Management face-planted themselves historically at the trade deadline. They failed to bring in an experienced arm or a bat for the playoffs. Eternally, they seem reluctant to move off Abreu and Toro when they have hot bats in Worcester just aching to come up. And speaking of the Red Sox, I don't know. And then they're trying. We know that they're trying to convert Christian Campbell into a first baseman, a guy who has the body built to play outfield or maybe second base, maybe third, but definitely not first base. He's too slender, too small. You want a big guy who can't move. This kid can move, so why stick him at first base? I don't know, but they're trying to do it. But they have a barrel-chested guy down there who's tearing the cover down off the ball in, well, I'm going to call him Justin Nixon. This guy here is batting 300. He's got like 20 home runs. He's killing it. They got him in the outfield. If anybody should be over at first base, it should be Garcia, not Nixon. Right, Garcia, Justin Garcia. He should be the guy going to first base. He's not going to be able to play the outfield. The guy's too big. But it reminds me of Jose Canseco. They had Jose Canseco playing the outfield. He was a guy who shouldn't have been playing the outfield because he was too big for it. But that's what they had him do. And so Garcia belongs at first base. This guy Campbell belongs wherever, but it's not on first base. But it seems like nobody can have a voice because Breslow went to Yale, and now nobody in the organization can say anything unless Breslow thinks about it. But this is obvious. But that being said, Kevin, what do you think about all this?
Joshtinson Garcia. That is the Josh. It's a very difficult name to pronounce, but he's been down there in AAA and hasn't really been discussed, given the fact that the Red Sox have an excess of players.
Right.
Duran, Abreu, Rafaela, Campbell, Meyer, Anthony, you name it. I think it's a fair argument to make. I mean, look at if you're watching us on the stream and you've seen, if you've been down to Worcester, you've seen this guy Garcia. He's got obviously a bigger build than Mr. Campbell does.
Easily.
That's for sure. But I mean, I don't think that's obviously you want to have a bigger guy at first base, but if Campbell and reports are that he is playing a good first base down there, and by the way, probably is going to be coming up rather soon. He's hitting much better down there in AAA Worcester, and Abraham Toro has filled in, I think, admirably at first base when the Red Sox really haven't addressed the first base position in a way in terms of long term. I guess the way the one long term thing would be is sending Christian Campbell down to learn how to play first base, and sometimes it's worked for the Red Sox, putting guys that have never played in that position before, and trying to work them out. And sometimes it hasn't. I think a great example of that was a few years ago was Blake Swihart, who was an up and coming catcher in the Red Sox organization, but obviously the pitching staff and the Red Sox management at the time believed that Christian Vasquez and Sandy Leon were a 1-2 battery, and caught some of these pitchers, Chris Sale, Rick Porcello, a lot of these other guys, David Price, much better, and I think that was true. And so they tried to keep Swihart in the fold. They moved him to left field, and it didn't work. We never really saw much of Blake Swihart again. So, it remains to be seen what the Christian Campbell era at first base is going to look like. Obviously, the Red Sox paid him and signed him to a massive contract extension, one of the first ones they did from the young core.
I wouldn't call it massive.
Well, but compared to what I'm sure people, other talent is getting.
$8 million a year is not massive.
Well, in terms of the years, I'm looking at more so the years in terms of the money.
Yeah.
So obviously, like his friend Roman Anthony left a lot of money on the table.
Left a lot of money on the table.
But the years is still 8 years is a long time. So regardless of that fact, the Red Sox clearly view Christian Campbell as a future star. They wouldn't have paid him, and they wouldn't have signed him to that long a deal if they didn't feel that way. Right. And they believe he can contribute, I guess, at first base. The question remains when Tristan Casas comes back, and he's been rumored to be traded to a number of different teams. And given the fact that Campbell is going to be, likely playing first base when he comes up, I don't see where Tristan Casas really fits in this team other than a permanent DH. But I've never really been sold on Tristan Casas. He's got a lot of injury problems. He's been inconsistent. When he's on, and that's great, but it's too inconsistent for me. And I think the Red Sox should look elsewhere. But I'm not sure really where Garcia fits into the conversation here. You seem to be big on him, Clay, and so we'll see if Red Sox management and front office share your similar views.
No,
but,
they don't.
Um,
They don't. They act as if the guy doesn't exist. But he's tearing. He's of all the players down there. He's the one tearing the cover off the ball.
well, Christian, too many Christians. Trista. Nah, I tripped over that again. Christian Campbell has been hitting the cover off the ball. He's batting .285 in 42 games since he's been down there with an OPS of .867, 6 home runs. So he has played much better
Down there than he
down
has.
there.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh, but they knew that was going to happen. The kid is.
well,
gonna be a good
we
player.
hoped it would happen.
I knew it was going to happen.
Listen, this guy that he really came on the scene and had a great first month of action in April, and he
Right.
won the AL Rookie of the Month award after starting the month of April and finishing the month of April, with 301 batting average, 902 OPS, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs.
He's
And
got
then
the goods.
May and June were a totally different story and sent down obviously on June 21st. So, and I think that's a conversation that we have had on the show is that, well, yeah, he did start the year off pretty strong, but was he put in a position to fail given the fact that Alex Cora put him in the cleanup spot? Was that a position to test him? Was that Cora trying to outsmart himself? I'm not sure what it was, but it was a strange move at the time.
But there we go with the Cora thing again. I mean, Cora, he puts these players in positions to fail. I mean, Romy Gonzalez is a natural first baseman, and Cora always sticks him at second. And Toro is a natural second baseman. Cora always sticks him at first. I mean, why? Why do you feel the need to screw with these people, these players' positions, and their batting orders? A guy who bats first or second, you put him in cleanup. He's not the cleanup guy, and you got to have a certain mentality. But Cora does this thing because Cora wants attention as much as the players are getting attention. He wants to be the guy who has done this or has done that, who was able to do this or was able to do that. And now everyone talks about Cora being, but you're not Mr. Magic. You're a freaking manager, and your job is to put these players in positions to succeed. Putting them in positions that they don't play is not putting them in positions to succeed.
Yeah, I do wish the Red Sox did a little bit of better job addressing the first base position at the trade deadline. For whatever reason, they felt more comfortable with the platoon of Toro and Gonzalez, and obviously they've got Campbell sort of waiting in the wings. But I really do believe that they should have addressed the first base position a little bit more and try to add a little bit more power to this Red Sox lineup as we continue our discussion. Now, why don't we head to the phones? And well, we haven't heard from this gentleman in a long time, so why don't we say hello? John, good morning. Welcome on in.
John, how you doing?
I've been taking in a few Red Sox games here and there, but I got to ask you guys one thing. Did any of your listeners ever think Lucas Giolito would be the number one pitcher on this team?
No.
Well,
No,
certainly not. I mean, we've been waiting for it, John. I mean, we know Lucas Giolito's potential. I mean, this was a guy that was supposed to be the next great thing in the Washington Nationals organization, and then obviously went to the White Sox and bounced around with different clubs and inconsistent, and then battled injuries. And the Red Sox felt, well, this fits our bill, so why don't we bring him in? A guy with an injury history and inconsistencies. Why not? And he's pitched a lot. Listen, he's pitched a lot better than I think a lot of people have expected. And I would, Clay, we've talked about this. At the beginning of the year, looking at this rotation, I kept saying, well, let's wait and see what Lucas Giolito can bring. And obviously, he struggled to begin his time here, and he's settled in nicely. As I wouldn't say he's a number one guy, but he's a number two behind Crochet.
And I want to say this: Kevin was correct on him. He held off, and I was saying, this guy looks terrible. But anyway, John, what do you think about this?
I mean, I knew he always had the potential. I mean, he's an LA guy, and I just think he hasn't been with the right organization. If he was ever with the Yankees or the Dodgers, I think he would have been lights out. But I mean, coming up with the Nationals and then being shipped to the White Sox, and now it seems like he's found a home in Boston. I'll tell you a funny thing. A friend of mine is his real estate broker. Guys, he has, I guess, a penthouse in the Seaport, and his rent is $28,000 a month.
Only 28.
I don't think your friends can have it.
I wonder if utilities are included.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
John, you might want to keep that a little secret. I don't. Your friend might want to keep him as a client. I don't know if that's going to help him.
Yeah, I usually don't mention any names though. But it sounds like he might have found a home here in Boston.
I sure hope he has.
Well, we wish you well. The Seaport's a great area. But anyway, John, question for you here. I just want to get your perspective. Clay and I are going back and forth on what the Red Sox should do at the first base position. Obviously, Abraham Toro has been there, and Romy Gonzalez, and there's been sort of a platoon there in the absence of Tristan Casas. And obviously, the Red Sox are working on developing Christian Campbell at that position. What do you think? You've seen Campbell before, obviously in his short stint here with the Red Sox, and what do you think?
I just think Cassis, when he comes back, it's his job. He's an everyday first baseman, and I don't know if any of your listeners ever noticed over the winter at spring training, he came back like Ted Johnson, like a completely jacked up middle linebacker. He put on a lot of. He didn't put on any fat. CD put on a lot of muscle over the winter, and you
then got hurt.
How did that work out?
And he gets hurt. You never know when you work out all the time. Your muscles and your tendons and your feet can soften. So I don't know if his workout regimen had anything to do with him getting hurt, because he got hurt on the worst freak play at first.
I know he did, but besides the injury issues that he has dealt with, Tristan Casas, I think, John, and you've seen it, has some great potential. There's no question about it, but it has to be consistent. And we haven't really seen a consistent trend offensively for Tristan Casas. So I don't blame the Red Sox for beginning to look at different options at first base if they see fit, and they sign Campbell, obviously, to an 8-year contract. And if they believe that they can develop him at first, then I think they may look to move Tristan Casas elsewhere. Clearly, maybe it's not working, but
might be right. It might be right.
John, do you think that Campbell should be the option going forward as far as first base?
I think he should be the wild card. It seems like he can play any position. He played second, okay. He should be able to play first, and maybe a little short sprints in the outfield. But he was like, it looked like he was going to be the MVP.
Especially the first month. The first month of the year, AL Rookie of the Year. I mean, the problem is you got all these guys. You've got Campbell, you've got Anthony, and it's I will say it's a good problem to have that you have so much talent. You have Duran. Obviously Duran not being traded signifies that the Red Sox, at least for now, are willing to keep him around. You've got Rafaela, you've got Abreu. For now, all this can change in the offseason in a matter of minutes here with some major trade that they swing. Don't hold your breath, but
don't hold your breath.
But for now, the Red Sox are doing it a little differently, and they are building from within and counting on these young guys. Along with Trevor Story, along with Alex Bregman, who we hope, of course, will be back in a Red Sox uniform next year. But they are building from within and with the young talent. And right now, for the most part, it seems to be working, and it's
kind of working.
It's kind of working. They found Narvaez. That was out of nowhere. Nobody expected that.
Right.
So
he was a pickup, though. He was a free agent pickup.
They traded. There was a trade. The Yankees trade. Yep.
Yankees. I think this Connor Wong might have worn out his welcome here, because he's just terrible.
Every time Connor Wong is up at bat or starts a game, the Red Sox are at a significant disadvantage, just given his struggles this year. And Narvaez can't play every game, and he's obviously had some injuries, and he has been, I think, safe to say, worn out. But
there's another thing, something they didn't address at the trade deadline: a
backup catcher. Well, that's fair. That's fair to say too. I don't think the backup catcher market was as perhaps strong as maybe the Red Sox.
Right. There was.
But remember, Clay, they said they were very aggressive. They were very aggressive. That's what they
if you're
said.
Looking for something, you're going to find it if you're looking for it. It's like bad luck. If you're looking for bad luck, you're going to find it. But you got to look for it.
Yeah.
Right. You're exactly right.
Sure.
And no one's gonna give you a catcher on a silver platter.
No,
and especially, and I think teams saw the Red Sox excess of young talent that they were, obviously looking to make some pretty significant packages. And Breslow wouldn't budge, allegedly.
I think the Red Sox might have made a little mistake in trading away Kyle Teal. He seemed like he was the number 2 prospect, behind Anthony, and he would have been the perfect. They could have flip-flopped Teal and Narvaez. That would have been the perfect 1-2 catchers.
Well,
they had a wealth of talent to offer. They had Campbell, they had Marcelo Meyer, they had Anthony. They could have offered, somebody else besides Teal, especially because they needed a catcher coming into this, and nobody knew that Narvaez was going to play out this way. So they really went out blind. I mean, if we look at it, they were looking at Connor Wong to be the number one guy, and how bad would that have been?
Oh, exactly. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, I'll take Garrett Crochet right now. I'll take Garrett Crochet right now over Kyle Teal. Talk to me in a couple of years. But he could. Hey, listen, he could be part of a rebuilding White Sox team that has some real significant young talent. Then obviously the White Sox are trying to get back to playing better baseball than they have in the past couple of years.
Let me ask you a question.
It's good to see. It's good to see Garrett Whitlock back after that injury last year. He had all some crazy contraptions. I saw him on a post-game show, and he looked like he was in a skiing accident.
John,
you just feel comfortable with him out there. Go ahead,
Let me
Clay.
ask you a question, John. Going forward, are the Red Sox going to make the playoffs?
I think yes. I mean, all right, Clay. Give me the 4 best teams in Major League Baseball. This is a hard year to do it. There's no dominant teams.
I could think 2 on the well, I wouldn't say the Dodgers. I'd say the Padres are better than the Dodgers right now.
The Padres are hot and cold.
And the Brewers,
Kings hurt. The number 2 pitchers.
The Brewers have won 13 games in a row, but the question is, they always seem to falter in the playoffs against the Dodgers or against whoever they play.
They're one and done every time they play in the first round. They get knocked out by teams like the Cardinals.
Well, that won't be an issue this year. But I got to tell you, John, and then I'll let you go. The one team, and I was thinking about this, looking at the standings, just the way things have gone. The one team that I think can make a run, and it's not any team that's leading a division, although they're very close to doing it.
I think I know what you're going to say, Baltimore.
No, not Baltimore. Baltimore 10 games under 500. No way. No, it's a team game.
You guys remember 1978?
No,
I don't. I wasn't around then.
No, we don't remember that.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
22 years before my time.
August 10th, 1978. The Red Sox were up 14 and a half games. And Clay, tell them what happened that year.
The Yankees came back and got them.
The Yankees came back from 14 and a half games.
Well, it's possible, but
wait a minute, and don't forget the playoff game with Bucky Dent.
Oh, no, don't remind me. And
but I do remember. Hey, I do remember 2011 though. That is what I do remember. So, But anyway, no, the team that hold on, the team. It's not the Orioles. It's a team that's the first wild card team right now in the American League, and that is the team for the Pacific Northwest. That's the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, everybody's on the Mariners. I just don't. I mean, they're young. They got young pitchers, Logan Gilbert and George Kirby. But are those 2 guys going to take them deep into the playoffs?
John, when you have a catcher that's hit 48 home runs now.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
you're right, but
Julio Rodriguez, Randy Rosarino, Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor. This is a lineup of mashers that is going to come in and just rip your face off. And if the rotation of Kirby and Gilbert and Castillo can stabilize, they have a good bullpen, obviously, with their closer. Look out for the Seattle Mariners. That's my team.
Closer? Who is their closer?
The guy named Munoz, who has at least 30 saves so far.
There'll be somebody that give him a close at the end. Somebody will get in there.
Anyway, we got to run, John. But thanks so much. Good to hear from you again.
Good to hear from you,
take care, guys.
We'll see. All right.
Okay, bye, guys.
I'll see you down at the park today, John. I'm going to be down there
All
passing out flyers.
I'll be out there about 3:30. See you, Clay.
See you later.
All right. Well, yes, indeed. The Red Sox, of course, back home, and we haven't even really discussed the series. We've been talking about this first base issue that
come on
is something that needs to be discussed. But anyway, the Red Sox had the Miami Marlins in town and the winning last night, Friday night, 2-1, walk-off single to right field by Trevor Story, obviously. And they've played the Red Sox 5 wins in their new Green City Connect uniforms that they were on Friday night home games. You want to know a cool statistic? All 5 of those wins have been 5 walk-off wins as well at home with those uniforms.
Really?
So the Red Sox obviously like playing at home, Clay. They're 40-22 at Fenway Park this year, and 27-34 on the road. So that has to change going forward if the Red Sox are to make the playoffs. And right now, sit at the second wild card, 1 game back of the Seattle Mariners in that wild card right now.
Ahead of the Yankees.
Game and a half ahead of the Yankees, who won last night in St. Louis. The Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Minnesota Twins, and the Miami Marlins obviously probably not going to make the playoffs in the National League, but hey, they're pesky. We just saw them, last week sweep the Yankees down there in Miami, and obviously with the way the Yankees have played, maybe it's a pretty easy thing to do. But that being said, the Marlins are, I think, even though they sit at 58-64 right now, have exceeded some expectations with a lot of young talent down there. And a guy that was on the mound last night that had a no-hitter through 4 innings, a guy that we've talked about here on the show, particularly you Clay, Sandy Alcantara, who had a great performance last night, even though the Marlins ended up losing the game, has dealt with, obviously, injuries, dealt with inconsistencies, got an ERA in the 6th this year. I think a lot of teams were a little wary about maybe asking to trade for him this trade deadline, and maybe the Marlins wanted a little bit.
Vision of the future. You got to have a vision of the future. You needed this guy. I mean, and the Marlins would have been, more than kind of close to getting off of him. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery. Usually these things don't work out the first year anyway. Second year at best. Third year, whatever. But they would have listened to offers, and the Red Sox made none.
Well, a Cy Young Award winner, regardless of his inconsistencies and his injury history, I think he's going to probably demand a lot if he was to be traded. And maybe the Marlins offer was just a lot, asking for a lot for him. So that being said, he pitched well last night against the Red Sox. The Red Sox winning 2-1 in a walk-off back from a 2-4 road trip against the Padres and against the Astros, where they dropped 2 out of 3 in those respective series.
I still think that the Red Sox had enough to work with them and beat them, but they, they're still young. The Red Sox are young, and oh gosh, it's just so many things to overcome. And it seems to me they're actually overcoming management and overcoming their coaching staff in order to win these games, because they just could be put in better positions to win, I think.
Hey, I got to give great credit though. On Tuesday night, the Red Sox beat the Astros 14-1. Behind obviously an offensive outbreak there, but more importantly, Dustin May with a tremendous start on the mound. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, of course, 8 strikeouts and only 1 walk. Really great outing for Mr. May. There he is on the live stream right there.
Now, wait a second. I thought you were kind of down on Dustin May because you were like, look, they just gave him away. They don't even want him. Why did we pick him up?
But
you're no. Praises.
No, nobody's singing praises. I'm just simply saying that he had a really good outing, and that's good to see. We want that, Clay.
Oh yes,
we want that.
But I just remember you kind of were like,
Oh, do I believe he should be on this team and he's going to help the Red Sox get to the postseason? No, absolutely not. But hey, listen, when you pitch 6 innings against a strong Houston Astros lineup, and the way he did the other night, that's progress and that's improvement. So we would hope, and there he is. That's doppelganger, Mr. Carrot Top.
Yeah, Mr. Carrot Top.
Just with that hair.
Yeah. Him and Dustin May.
But I would hope that Mr. May can continue.
I like his fire.
In his 3rd start coming up here.
I like his fire. He's screaming on the mound. He wants to win. He's intense about it. I like his fire.
But again, I think it says a lot that the Dodgers, with all their talent, traded away one of their.
They're not a guru. I mean, they've made some good moves. They made some bad moves. Right now, they're at the tail end of a lot of contracts with players who aren't producing, and they can make bad moves. And one of the bad moves might be getting rid of this guy because they just felt like he couldn't deliver the way they wanted him to deliver. But if he delivers and he does for the Red Sox what he couldn't do for the Dodgers, I'm more than happy to say, yeah, see you later, Dodgers. We'll take the guy. Let's see what happens. But a good start nonetheless. Go Dustin
this week in Houston. So anyway, Red Sox game 2 of the series against the Marlins this afternoon at 4:00 here on Saturday. Brian Bayo on the mound.
Bayo, here we go.
That's all right. It's all good. Brian Bayo on the mound, and then final game of the series tomorrow, 1:35. Garrett Crochet on the mound back at home against the Marlins. Hopefully the Red Sox take care of business there. And they welcome the Baltimore Orioles in for 2 games. And then
gosh,
they
yeah.
head to the Bronx for a 4-game set
Oh, boy.
starting on Thursday
Oh,
against
boy.
the Yankees.
Now the fun begins.
And this will be I think, a really critical test for the Red Sox here coming up. And listen, any team that drops 4, or at least maybe 3 out of those 4 games is going to have a real tough time, I think. If I look at the wild card right now, Clay, obviously Seattle is battling Houston for the American League West, and I think that'll go down to the wire. I still believe, and I don't like to jump on bandwagons, but Seattle, I think right now, just with their lineup, is a team that I think is well positioned to get where they need to be. I look at the Red Sox; they continue to win at home as they are. They need to do a little bit better on the road and keep it up. And I think the Red Sox will find their way in the wild card. I'm not sure about the division. The Blue Jays have continued to win games, and they have found that they are not going anywhere.
And there's a funny thing about that. I mean, with the Blue Jays, we have so many games to go. Oh, the Red Sox do against the Yankees. They only have 3 games in this final stretch.
Right.
Against Toronto.
Right.
Only 3 games. I don't know how that works.
Right. Well, the schedule has been more so catered to interleague matchups more, and so we're seeing, as opposed to back in the day when you only would play the interleague games not very frequently. Excuse me.
Really.
Now we're seeing a lot of different
Wow.
AL versus NL
like them to go
matchups,
against
and
the-
less
against
of the
Toronto more.
less of the division matchups. But that being said, 5 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays sit at 72-51, 7-3 in the last 10 games, and
They're 7-3.
they're showing no signs of giving up. But hey, only 5 games back where we are on August 16th. There's a lot of baseball still to be played.
Come on, Red
Any
Sox.
team could go on a cold streak, and any team could take advantage of that and go on the hot streak. Look at what the Blue Jays did. I mean, they saw with the way the Red Sox and particularly the Yankees
And the
started to
Yankees.
play. The Blue Jays took advantage of that,
Right.
and they have been in control of the American League East since that point.
It's
So
surprising. I can't believe it, but they've done it.
They have.
And hats off to them. But come on, Red Sox. Let's pull it up. Let's get to them. Let's get these guys.
And then, of course, you have the Yankees at the third wild card spot, and the Guardians on their heels as well. So it's going to come down to, Clay, who is playing better baseball. And do I believe the Yankees will make the playoffs? It's tough to say. I think the series against the Red Sox coming up is going to be a huge indicator. They've just played so inconsistently coming off the trade deadline, and even before that as well, that inconsistent teams, and if it's for a week and then they get back to their winning ways, then I could see, all right, that was just a fluke.
You're
But
talking
it has
about
been-
the Yankees, right?
It has been for about a month now,
Yeah.
and
The Yankees, right?
that's correct.
Yeah, I hope they skid like a skid mark.
Well, they
Just
are
keep- Yeah,
skidding.
just keep going. But the Yankees, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay, less what those guys do. I want them to face plant and skid mark for about 100 feet.
Right.
We'll see what happens, though.
Well, the good news for the Red Sox is we talked about the sort of daunting schedule the Red Sox were facing after the All-Star break. It gets a little easier, and 12 out of its final 40 games against teams currently in a playoff spot, including those 3 you just mentioned, Clay,
Wow.
against Toronto. I mean, the Red Sox have gone 25 and 12 over the last 2 months, obviously, and led by great offense, and which, by the way, ranks 9th in MLB in runs scored since the All-Star break. And the pitching staff, which owns the
Is it
AL
ninth? I thought it was second.
Yeah.
It's ninth.
since the All-Star break,
Okay.
and a pitching staff that has the 3rd lowest ERA in the American League since that time too. So let's keep it rolling, and
See what happens.
you're going to have some opportunities here coming up. So
Okay, we need to move on to talk about our Patriots here.
that we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. So
Talk
why
about
don't
what's
we,
going on with the Patriots?
before we do that, and getting ready to talk about the Patriots' second preseason game coming up
Ooh,
here on Saturday
ooh.
afternoon
Pins and needles.
up in Minnesota. A lot to get to on that topic, but before we do that, we want to say hello, of course, to our friends at Oyama Investments. Come right back. And your calls as well, 844-249-5247. Be right
I'm
back.
saying 844-249-5247. 844-249-5247.
Thank you, Clay.
You bet.
Well, Oyama Investments, of course, if you're looking for a smart investment and searching for your place to call home, well, we want to welcome you to Oyama Investments. Well, can't do it without the little musical interlude there.
Yeah, we need that.
Well, at Oyama Investments, they're more than just real estate. They're your trusted partner, building a secure future. Whether you're investing in a property that will grow with you or purchasing a dream home, they make the process easy, transparent, and also rewarding. Oyama Investments, they specialize in finding properties that align perfectly with your goals. Imagine yourself owning a piece of the future, whether it be a luxury apartment, a commercial space or family home in the perfect neighborhood. And if you're new to the real estate investment world, well, don't worry. They're here in every step of the way, helping you make informed choices with confidence. And if you're, ready to see your dreams come to life, visit their website, www.oyamainvestments.com. Give them a call, 617-221-8881 today, where your vision becomes reality. That's our good friends at Oyama Investments.
I love that, Jack.
There we go. Well, I want to thank all our great sponsors, of course, that keep us going each and every weekend. Oyama Investments, Karma's, and Dylan's. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, well, talk to Clay, and I'm sure he'd love to talk with you. So
text us, or call and email us. But yes, we're always looking for advertisers, and we'd like to talk to you about it.
So, Clay, back to the Patriots here. Preseason game number 2 happening this afternoon on Saturday afternoon up in Minnesota, 1 o'clock. A battle between the 3rd overall pick in last year's draft against the 10th overall pick, J.J. McCarthy. Obviously, a preseason game, so probably not going to see a lot of them in this matchup. And
that's a shame.
I think just from an NFL fan myself, I'm looking forward to seeing what J.J. McCarthy is going to be able to do this season for the Vikings. Obviously, they had a decision to make where they, keep roll with McCarthy. Obviously, they drafted him in a high pick. Obviously, he's the future. Or give Sam Darnold a lot of money, and obviously they went with
they chose the former
in that position and went with the youth and let Sam Darnold walk and go to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
But
we're getting money.
Yeah, exactly right. We'll get into our discussions here in a minute, but I want to say hello to Wayne, who's on the line. Wayne, good morning. Welcome on in.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Claire. How are you both?
Good.
Good morning, Wayne. Wayne. I'm wondering what you have for us today.
Well, I'm glad you're moving on to football because college football is right around the corner.
Okay. What we got?
Well, I'm looking for my Boston College Eagles. I think Billy O'Brien, he's loaded up and ready for a deep run this year.
You're kidding me. Really?
I kid you not.
He went out and got some new recruits. What do we got here?
So I think we got a really nice quarterback to replace Thomas Castellanos. We got some really nice wide receivers, and definitely on the defensive end, we're loaded. So I think we should fare well this year.
Yeah, will he be playing North Carolina? Are they going to be playing North Carolina this year?
I don't think so.
Gosh, that would be so good if Bill Bryan against Bill Belichick.
That would be one for the history book.
Yes. Oh, they're missing out on that chance.
I think the powers to be might try to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, the BC, obviously, and Bill O'Brien naming Dylan Lonergan as their starting quarterback, spent 2 seasons with Alabama.
Wow.
So as a transfer coming to BC. So hopefully he's able to, didn't play at Alabama, but replicate some of that experience that he had there as a member of the Crimson Tide. Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, Wayne, you believe that the Eagles are going to be able to eclipse the usual 6-6, 7-5 record that they've been accustomed to the past couple of years?
I think they've been making strides upwards. I think these guys are buying into the program, and I'm looking for big things out of the team this season.
Yeah, nobody knows that you have an insight on this. You have an inside person working at BC to give you all this information. So, well,
listen,
we're going to take your word for it.
I think hiring Bill O'Brien was one of the great moves Boston College has done in a long time. Listen, it's not easy to recruit in college football, let alone recruit in the ACC. There's no question about it, especially, asking players to buy into Boston College. Whereas, they could look at different teams, obviously.
North Carolina.
UNC comes to mind, Clemson, Miami and Virginia Tech and all these other schools that are within the ACC. So it's not easy, but I think Bill O'Brien certainly adds that appeal. And let's hope that the Eagles under the new starting quarterback, Mr. Lonergan, can eclipse that usual 7-5 mark and move a little bit forward here in the ACC that I think a lot of Eagles fans have hoped and wanted for a long time, and
all of us,
we haven't seen it. And and we can only hope. And
But with that,
I
we're
think
gonna have to-
Bill O'Brien's the guy to do it.
With that, we're going to have to move
You
on.
are-
We only have 10 minutes to discuss the Patriots, and we have to get some things in.
You are so correct, Kevin. We do have a disadvantage of recruiting around here because of our academic standards.
Right.
But I think this year is going to be a big difference. But I don't want to hold you guys back against your clocks. Talk with
No,
you.
that's
later.
all right,
We're up
Wayne.
against the
Great
clock.
meeting.
Thanks so much. We look forward to
Thank you,
BC
Wayne.
week 1 against Fordham. So we would
Oh,
expect
God.
we would expect a big win there.
Expect a killer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Wayne.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah, college football is back as well. We look forward to that. But anyway, on the Patriots, Clay, I know you had a couple of comments, a couple of joint practices the Patriots and the Vikings have been involved in, and the offensive line has been given the runaround by the Vikings defense.
It's been given the beatdown.
What have
by
you
the Vikings
seen?
Defense. Yes. They've been manhandling the offensive line of the Patriots. Drake May was sacked 7 times out of 12 dropbacks the other day. It's crazy. Now, what do they do about it? Oh, it's Brian Flores, that great of a defensive coordinator, that they can't plan for. Also, I think the offensive line is still young. They're putting so much on Will Campbell's plate to come out there and dominate. Here's a guy who's just fresh out of college. We don't expect a guy in high school to dominate in college. I find it hard just because he's an offensive lineman that we should expect him to come out and dominate in the NFL just because he's a number 4 draft pick. I don't think that's going to happen. There's guys in this league that are bigger, stronger, faster than him, have more experience. He has to get used to the league. But the rest of the people around him, I think when they're putting 2 rookies, which they did with Campbell and another guy that they had at center, you're hurting yourself. You can't do that in this league. You can't have 2 rookies start in this league if you want to be viable.
Well, I think we look at the Patriots, and if you want to talk about where the struggles have been the past 2 years, I think if you want to rank them, the offensive line has certainly been up there, and
Number one.
and many would argue that being the first and biggest problem the Patriots have had, and obviously they addressed that immediately at the draft and bring in Will Campbell. But you're right, it can't be all him. That is for sure. But it's a joint practice. It's a real indicator on where things are, but it's not the only indicator on where things are. We will get to see it this afternoon, and hopefully that things will change. But the reason Bill Belichick and under the Belichick era, the Patriots were so successful was you look at those offensive lines that the Patriots had in protecting Tom Brady. And I look at, the guy that was the coach, the offensive line coach, Mr. Dante Scarnecchia, who was a genius and a great coach on the offensive line. And and so, we haven't seen that, but they got to protect Drake. There's no question about it.
Guys that Dante had, which you consider would be an all-pro.
Well, I would need a list to see that, but Logan Mankins comes to mind.
Okay, 1.
Matt Light comes to mind.
2.
And a number of different guys. So,
you
have other names that you?
No, and that's what I mean. How Dante Scarnecchia, how good he was.
Yeah,
he took a lot of guys that I thought, what are these guys doing out there? And they gave adequate protection for Tom Brady.
And look what happened. So
look what happened.
Yeah, the offensive line, there's no doubt, but that is struggling in these joint practice against the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll see what happens this afternoon. But obviously, the Patriots bring in some veteran talent as well on the offensive line. Obviously, Garrett Bradbury and Morgan Moses and a couple of other guys that are going to hopefully stabilize this offensive line.
Not Bradbury. Bradbury was getting killed.
I know, and we're seeing that now. At least in a joint practice. So I don't want to put it all on, it's all doom and gloom, but the Patriots did have a lot of issues, and but Drake May at times, when given the opportunity to throw the ball not under pressure, looked pretty good. So we'll take that, and I'm sure we'll be seeing Drake a little bit more this afternoon against the Vikings.
Thinking about this, Kevin, they shouldn't even play Drake, knowing that the Vikings have been just running through them like water. I mean, if that's the case, put Dobbs in there. Let him take what's going to happen.
We've got Dobbs and Woolridge, yeah.
Yeah, why don't we put in Drake in the second quarter of a couple of plays after they take out their first stringers?
Well, we'll see what happens there. But, Clay, what do you make of this whole issue that has been sort of, I think, a little bit of a ridiculous issue that Mike Vrabel was asked about holding out Stephon Diggs in the first preseason game, and very quick response, very Belichick-esque response, saying it was a coach's decision. And Stephon Diggs apparently saying to a different reporter that he doesn't know if he'll be ready for week 1 of the season. Bigger issue or sort of a non-issue here that's being made into an issue?
Well, to quote a Bill Belichick reference as you brought him up. Coaches coach, and players play. And Stephon Diggs should be ready to play. If he's not ready to play, there's going to be a problem because that's what he's here for. He's here to play. And so they're saying that he doesn't look as crisp as he should or as crisp as he has in the past. That could be a problem because we need Stephon Diggs to be that guy that he was in the past. And if he's not that guy, the Patriots offense is going to take a little dip, if not a big dip.
There's no question. And a lot of these analysts, a lot of these different websites do their projections on what veterans are going to be cut and coming out before the season. And interestingly enough, I didn't see any website that had Ramondre Stevenson on that list, but we won't go there. But one name that stands out clear in the Patriots, that is Kendrick Bourne. Right. Just may be the odd man out here in a receiving core that besides Stephon Diggs and Matt Collins, obviously a little bit younger here with Boutte and Demario Douglas. Kendrick Bourne, been here with the Patriots for a couple of years, really hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. So could be the odd man out for this Patriots receiving core.
Kyle Duggar.
Kyle Duggar is another one that was listed as well as a potential cut. Not sure if he's going to be able to. He's been practicing with the second team. Obviously signed a contract extension, but not sure if he's going to be able to fit into the variable defense that they have in mind. So we'll watch out for that going forward and seeing what the Patriots decide to do with some of these some of these veteran guys.
I see some big problems if Stephon Diggs can't go out there and perform the way they thought he was going to.
Well, there's a guy in Washington that wants out. Maybe the Patriots should go call the Commanders and try to bring in Terry McLaurin.
Be the guy to get.
But I guess there's a full court press down there in Washington trying to get Terry to come back, and they've got Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, that is doing all he can to get his star wide receiver back on the field. And exactly right. I think money does a lot to help with that.
Right.
There's no.
The guy's 30 years old. Yeah. He doesn't want to hear it talk. This is his last big contract in the NFL. This is it.
Yep.
I mean, anything after this at 32 and 33, forget about it. This is it. He can't fold on this one. He's got to play his hand out. So, guys, stop playing with him. Either pay him or let the Patriots swoop in and grab him.
Right. So we'll continue to watch Patriots up in Minnesota tonight. We saw, of course, Will Campbell's, I guess, welcome to the NFL moment in a joint practice, and we hope it doesn't translate to that on the field.
Listen, don't let these guys get to you too much. You're playing against some really big guys, big, strong,
just needs reps. More reps, the better for him.
These guys are animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
You thought the SEC was one thing. This is totally different.
Forget about it. Yeah. These guys are the real deal. And you're going to need a year of maturation in order to get close to understanding what they're bringing when they come. Okay. Everything you see on film is great, but when you see these guys in person and they're bringing it to you, as you found out, it can be a lot different than what you see on film. Will, I'm not down on you. I think it's going to take at least a year. I don't know why there's so much expectations on you just because you're a first-round draft pick. They don't expect somebody coming in from high school, a blue chipper coming in and dominating college. I don't expect you as a college player, no matter how good you are, to come in and dominate on the NFL level.
Well, we'll see. More reps, the better here, because week one, they're going to be dealing with Max Crosby with the Raiders defense. So you got to be ready here. So Drake's going to be ready to run in that game. That's for sure.
Mercy, there's no mercy for you.
No,
I mean, gosh, I'm trying to get a little sentiment for you, but I'm not.
Not
sure
in the NFL. Not in the NFL.
Not for long.
That's for sure. So we'll see as joint practices end. We head to the field. Patriots, Vikings, 1:00, and then final preseason game next week on Thursday. Patriots head to the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets, and they get 2 weeks off and head home against the Raiders. So.
Well,
open up on
it's gonna be fun.
September 7th. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
What's that's what's it? It's the 16th, so we got 21 days. We're 21 days away.
So we're looking forward to it, and
unbelievable.
It'll be here before we know it. So, Clay,
guys,
in the final minute here,
are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Whether it's
many of us
college, and you know what? I would have loved to see a Bill Belichick, North Carolina, Boston College. Matchup that would have been fantastic, but let's see what Boston College does, and I'm hopeful for the Patriots. Hopefully they can get off on a good start. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't know what to say about the Red Sox. I'm ambivalent. That's all I have to say. What do you got to say?
Got to play better on the road. There's no question about it, and it all starts next week Thursday, 4-game set in the Bronx against the Yankees. If the Red Sox are able to take control of that series, I think odds are they will make the playoffs and go forward. But
they have the team.
But
if
they have the team.
if management would just get their act together to put the guys in the right places to win. Yes.
What a thought.
What a
What a
thought.
thought. Hey, folks, enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Go Red Sox.
See ya.